5, it is Perth race number 9 for our Singapore viewers. It's over the 2,200 metres, and again, an exciting race because there's a few horses that are really trying to cement themselves as stays, and Sandpiper's having its first go over the 2,200 metres, Street Bandit having its second crack as well, and then you've got the established ones like a Verdillo Blue, a Gold Broker and a Military Service as well.
Yeah, I found this race very difficult because I found it hard to take the form seriously of those ones over the 1,600 range, like Sandpipers and Street Bandit, and as you mentioned, something else I've forgotten now. But anyway, I think the established ones may have the advantage here, but Verdillo Blue was super last start, right down in class.
Certainly is an established horse over this distance. As you mentioned, a really good win. William Pike riding on that occasion. Let's take a look at that now.
Now, but he's clear. Leads by a length and a half at the top of the straight. Coming down the outside, Shoot for Glory. The inside is Street Bandit, Black Magic Mess, and Black Royale's on the outside trying to come after them, but still Verdillo Blue's in front. Street Bandit getting up on the inside. Black Royale's out wider from Shoot for Glory. Verdillo Blue just in front, though, from Street Bandit. Verdillo Blue pulling out plenty. Today's the day for Verdillo Blue. Won by 3.
Cunning ride by William Pike on that occasion. On speed, controlled that race. Now, it stays at the class, drops weight with Aaron Mitchell on board, has drawn wide, but just needs to get across, and if it gets into a position of dominance, it will be hard to run down again.
Number 3, Military Service, was ridden an absolute treat by Stephen Parnham last time. Neville Parnham mentioned this post-race, and we know that this is a horse, once it finds some form, it can string a few together as well.
Yeah, I didn't like it last start, so I have to put my hand up there. I was so wrong. It was just such a great ride by Stephen Parnham, had in the best position, and I think it even gets better for Military Service here. I think it'll be very hard to beat with this form from last start.
Street Bandit and Black Royale all come out of the Verdillo Blue race. Can you see any of the places changing here?
I think you can. Probably Black Royale will improve with another run under its belt. Street Bandit, well, it's just on that level now, isn't it? It's still always racing well, but as a defined winning chance, I find it hard to declare.
And number 11, State Form, hadn't won for, I think it was about 750 odd days, finally got its head in front, and it was literally just ahead, which it beat So Extreme by. But again, in this class, even leading up to not winning that race, it's been so consistent.
That's right, and that's why you can't leave it out of your selections. It'll be right there with that low weight, the 54 kilograms, has broken through for that win now, so no reason it can't do a Street Bandit.
Well, let's take a look at selections then. I'm going to be tipping number 1, Verdillo Blue, from number 5, Street Bandit, number 3, Military Service, and number 11, State Form.
Number 3, Military Service, from number 8, Ahmed, from the 11, State Form, number 2, Gold Broker.
Race number 6 at Belmont Park. It is over the 1,200 metres and a really good race as well for this quaddie leg. My Sister Lil, Tonto, Shaitana all coming out of the same race. Preda Batir, it was a good first up run, and then even a horse like Agachar Cruz now going over the 1,200 metres will provide plenty of speed in this race. Yeah,
this race is incredibly open and a lot of dynamics to consider, especially with the high weight horses like Juten and Biloxi, who we can dismiss their last runs. But the 4, My Sister Lil, she essentially obliterated a really nice field, drawn nicely. I thought it was an excellent performance.
Well, that is the replay that we're going to take a look at now. And in this run, My Sister Lil came first, Tonto came second, and Shaitana came third. So you can have a look at all of those form lines now.
Has just got the lead by 1. 2, Delray Beach. Tiger Pete looking to come through in the centre. Wild Stratus is angling out, but My Sister Lil joined in quickly down the outside and swept up to Shaitana. My Sister Lil has taken the lead from Shaitana. Down the outside is Ishmael. Tonto's coming from the back. It's going to be too late. My Sister Lil burst clear from Shaitana and Tonto, and My Sister Lil wins it well.
It was a significant drifter in betting My Sister Lil, but the blinkers went on last start and they had a huge effect. Whether that will carry on to this second up run, I'm not too sure, but the barrier certainly helps, and Paul Harvey on board is another positive.
Well, can Tonto or Shaitana turn the tables here?
Look, Tonto's drawn awkwardly again and likely to be giving My Sister Lil a head start. Shaitana, I don't think so. Doesn't look like a leader's day to me.
Number 8, Preta Batir, as we mentioned, second up now, just the 53 kilos, drawn well. You look at that first up run and it was a pretty good performance out wide.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't a day that I don't think Preta Batir could have got into that race. Meteoroid led and won that race, and you'll have a good indication from it earlier in the day. Comes into this with 53 kilograms, carried 55.5 in the Champion Fillies when beaten by Delicacy. So you look at that form and that weight, I think Preta Batir with a good run will be right in this.
And what about number 11, Regal Commander? It was a really good first up performance. I've never seen a horse with that turn of foot jump into a rail. And it literally hip and shoulder the rail, was able to take off. Adam Durant mentioned post-race that this is a very timid horse, so wouldn't have liked being stuck on the rail either. William Pike from a wideish gate, there's a few positives.
Yeah, there is. Look, this horse came from midweek company, beat Fairway to Venus over 1,200 metres, which is no great feat in my opinion, but career low weight with William Pike getting on board. There's two major positives there.
Well, let's take a look at selections then. I'm going to be tipping number 4, My Sister Lil, from number 5, Tonto, number 8, Pretabatir, and number 11, Regal Commander.
I'm the 8 Pretabatir from 4, My Sister Lil, 5 Tonto, and number 11, Regal Commander.
Race number 7, it is Perth. Race number 12 around Singapore viewers. It's over the 1,600 metres. And then we saw a pretty good first up performance by Illuminated. Galaxy Sun continuing its good form. Kapanda just keeps on knocking on the door. Will it get its chance in this race?
Look, it's hard to say yes, isn't it? It's just always thereabouts, always find something to beat it. And look at this race. It looks like Adam Tarrant does have a firm hold on this race with the 1 Galaxy Sun and the 6 Illuminated.
Well, it was the first run for the new stable for Galaxy Sun, and it was able to get the job done. We'll take a look at that victory now.
Into the home straight, Lashilla the leader, tackled though by Travinsky, and then Jaspara. Galaxy Sun found space near the cutaway. He's getting to work, and then Present Arms threading its way through and coming through a needle eye opening as I'm a Blue Bagger. GPS chime in, 100 to go, many hopes. Galaxy Sun getting home brilliantly along the rail though. Galaxy Sun on the inside of Present Arms, I'm a Blue Bagger. They go to the line, Galaxy Sun.
Just another textbook ride by Clint Johnston-Porter on that occasion. Just knows where to go and take the galloper home, saving as much ground as possible, and that ride won the race. Now, Jordan Turner will take the ride. He certainly is another informed apprentice. Drawn nicely, although with a career record weight Galaxy Sun, maybe the edge just comes off a little bit.
Can't win. I told you that it was going to win last start. First, third. Got its first. It's third this time.
Well, it saves people filling out their trifecta tickets.
Don't worry about doing your form lines here. Yeah. Just leave it out of first. The form lines are certainly there. What about number 6, Illuminated? As we mentioned, really impressive first up performance. Came fourth, was beaten along head. I really didn't like it on this occasion, but the way it tapped the line, I thought going to the 1,600, there was so many positives. Yeah,
I found it hard to understand why so many people were declaring Illuminated. The horse has won 1 race at that point from 7 starts and hadn't placed outside of that. I certainly conceded it as a strong chance, but the confidence was a bit strange. Now it comes into this on that run, which was super, only going down by a head, and William Pike getting on board. Well, he rode it last start, of course, but up to the 1,600 metres is a major positive.
Number 11, Pins Perhaps, who we mentioned State Form's win of 700 odd days. Pins Perhaps hadn't won for, I think it was about 500 as well, and it was on the same day these broke through. And Pins Perhaps loomed up, looked as though it was going to win by 2 lengths, and then all of a sudden the brakes went on and it came running Zoe Tom Taylor and only won by a long head. But from that performance again, maybe some more confidence, a nice barrier draw, and it was a good sign of turn of foot. Yeah, and the sectional times of the day would have beaten Galaxy Sun quite comfortably when you weigh up those times. So I think you have to take the form of the 11 Perhaps very seriously. Well, let's take a look at selections then. I'm going to be tipping number 6 Illuminated, from number 7 Paddy's Flat, number 2 Kapanda, and number 1 Galaxy Sun. I'm with you with the 6 Illuminated on top from number 5 Tycoon Target, the 11 Pins Perhaps, and number 1 Galaxy Sun. Race number 8 at Belmont Park, it is Perth. Race number 13 for our Singapore viewers. The final race of the day, over 1,000 metres. There's plenty of speed in this race, and there's going to be a few that may enjoy that speed late over the final 100 metres. Yeah, there's one right down the bottom, or close to the bottom, the 11 Silverstream. This horse has the X factor. I think that if anything was going to win from the tail of the field, it would be this galloper, and look sensational in doing so, but look, this is a good field. There's a lot of good on-speed gallopers that will take a world of beating. Well, for our box seat followers, this replay will bring a few smiles. You were pretty keen on Trey Amici last start. Won at $9. Did it easy as well, almost 2 lengths. Let's take a look at that victory now. Up testing it, they've raced away this duo. They put 4 or 5 lengths Pop Hero, followed then by Super Disco, Dream Merger down the outside. Further back behind them, Nightingale Road. At the 200, Trey Amici on the outside of Bachet, gained the upper hand with 100 left to go. It's a half a length in front of Bachet, then Festive Excess getting home when it's all over, but Trey Amici draws clear. Trey Amici came away to beat Festive Excess. My theory is just keep tipping the same horse and eventually get it right. Trey Amici, look, that's what we were asking for. Go to the front, just dictate your own race. And that's where I actually think it gets problematic for Trey Amici, because there's so much speed in this race and a lot of it drawn outside of it. So if it gets coddled up again, I think it maybe reverts back to that same form. Number 2, Rule to Win, just such an honest type. Jordan Turner to ride with the 57 kilos now. So she looks certainly one that can win this race when you look at her track and distance record as well. Yeah, no blinkers in the trial, which is always a little handy trick Jim Taylor's developed to really put this horse into the race. First up last campaign, flogged Volkov, and then went into the race at a $2.80 second favourite behind Mad Asser, and the race just didn't suit. So I think Rule to Win is right in this based on previous form. Kenosha's been so honest in recent runs, hasn't she? Winner 3 starts ago, and then she's finished second behind Agachar Cruz and also Military Rain, which are both running in this card as well. And again, I think she's just going to run into some that might just be too good for her, but you know you're going to get an honest performance.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Kenosha. You know the horse will be there in the finish. The form through the day through Military Rain and Biloxi might give you a bit of confidence coming into this race, but I just think there's maybe 2 or 3 that are just a little bit better than Kenosha.
Are you expecting big improvement Tudor Bolt with the blinkers going on?
I think you have to. The horse returned with an elevated heart rate, and perhaps the 1200 was always a concern. Its previous victory over Roman Fighter was solid. The barrier is awkward though. I think the on-speed positions might be taken up by the point Tudor Bolt gets over there.
And number 11, Silverstream, you mentioned a little bit in the introduction there, but it is a horse that is going to attack the line quickly. A few concerns about the 1000. The victories have come over 1200, but if they do go hammer and tong out in front, the likes of Blacksmith and Trey Amici and these sorts, maybe it'll just have enough to jump out over the ground late and get them.
Yeah, I had to turn my computer off after that last trial of Silverstream. It was that impressive. There was no blinkers in the trial. There is so much to give for this galloper, but with these on-speed 1,000-metre races, it's so hard to make ground, but if anything can, as I said, it'll be the 11 Silverstream.
Well, let's take a look at selections, and I'm hoping that that is the case, and I'll be tipping number 11, Silverstream, from number 8, Kenosha, number 3, Trey Amici, and number 2, Rule to Win.
The 2 Rule to Win from number 11, Silverstream, the 5, Tudor Bolt, number 8, Kenosha.
Well, that brings us to the end of another edition of Box Seat, so it's time now to take a look at the best bets. I'm going to be tipping race 2, number 2, Military Rain, and race 7, number 6, Illuminated.
I agree with both of your best bets, but I'm going with race 4, number 8, Van Ripper, and with you, race 7, number 6, Illuminated.
As we said, you can always follow us on social media, at Perth Racing on Twitter, also Facebook and Instagram. And with everything going on this week, you definitely want to be having a look at social media because there will be posts about everything. There'll be somehow footy will be mentioned in the horse racing. It'll be everywhere.
Yeah, one of the biggest weekends in WA sport with the Kalgoorlie Cup on Sunday, of course, the racing Saturday at Belmont, and the football Friday and Saturday night.
And of course, perthracing.com.au, all of the Ascot events are starting to go up on the page as well now, so do get in, book early because we all know that they sell out quite quickly. This has been another edition of Box Seat. Hopefully we found you plenty of winners. We'll be back again next week.